Hey everybody, welcome to Mammoth Interactive's YouTube channel. First of all, I want to thank you for watching this video. And remember that this channel doesn't do Patreon. Instead, we sell our digital courses down below. And every single dollar that we get from the products you buy below goes into making more content. The best way to help out this channel and Mammoth Interactive is to subscribe to Mammoth Interactive's huge library of content. Get thousands of hours and hundreds of courses for a low price down below. We have a monthly option and a yearly option. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the video.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Adobe Illustrator. Now, Adobe Illustrator, like Adobe Photoshop, is a fairly powerful tool that you can use to design and create whatever artistic project that you wish to make. Now, the slight difference between the two softwares is that Photoshop was sort of created for a more image editing type of capacity, while Adobe Illustrator is used to sort of create graphical designs. Another kind of difference is that Photoshop sort of uses a raster or bitmap type of graphics design. Basically what it means is that it uses pixel by pixel sort of a design process, while Illustrator uses a vector graphics design process. Now, if you have no idea what that means, basically what Photoshop does is it uses a bunch of pixels to create their images, and that means there is a sort of limit to how far you can zoom in on before you see the individual pixels. And that also means that it is a lot sort of harder to scale before you make your images sort of dip in quality. Now, the difference between Illustrator there is that Illustrator uses vector graphics, meaning if we were to draw a line here, for example, I'm just going to draw one line. You'll notice how if we zoom in as far as we go, you don't see any jagged sort of marks like you would in Photoshop. It is just still a perfect line. If you zoom in more, it's still a flat line, perfect line right there. Basically what vector graphics is, it sort of takes, well, for our line here, it takes a dot to another dot, the end dot right there, and it uses sort of mathematical algorithms to calculate that dot to that other dot, creating a straight line. And this basically means you can take your line here and scale it up indefinitely, and it would always be well, a perfect line. You would not see a dip in quality. And that basically makes it a lot easier for us to sort of make logos and prints that require scaling quite often. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we're going to continue on with some additional sort of introductions to Illustrator later on. So yeah, hang tight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome back into Illustrator. Now, if we want to start a new project, we can just simply go over to the top left corner under File. We will click on New, and here you'll see a sort of new document interface that will pop up. And as you can see, recently we've used the A4 size. You can use that. You can go saved ones, but we don't have any saved yet. We can go to Mobile, Web, Print, Film, and Video, Art and Illustrations. These are all like preset sort of sizes that you can use. As you can see, iPhone 6, 6X. There's like a 750 by 1334 size right here. They're all different presets right here. And let's go over to Web. As you can see, all different options that you can pick: print, film, video, art and illustration. You can just basically start off with whatever size you want, or you can just create your own sort of customized size right here. Now, if you're like me and you don't exactly like this new document interface right here, and you kind of prefer the old settings, if you've ever used the previous illustrators before, we can just close this and go over to the Illustrator Illustrator CC right here, we're going to go to Settings or Preferences, and under General, we're going to click on that. It'll pop up right here. There are a bunch of options that you can take off. What we're looking for is the Use Legacy File New Interface. If we click on this, take it off, click OK. We should turn our sort of interface of our new file back to the old legacy sort of setting. We go to File, click New, and voila, as you can see, our new document interface is set to the old, more streamlined sort of look. It's not as clunky as the new one. And as you can see, you can just change whatever size you want. Here's a letter, A4, legal, all these different options. Or you can type in your own that you wish to use. You can use points, picas, inches, millimeters, centimeters, and pixels right here. And just basically create whatever size you want. You can also use templates that are saved somewhere, blank templates. There's a bunch of different types of templates that you can select from. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what? We can actually just leave it as A4. You can just create new, click OK, and as you can see, we have a new project right here that we can start off on. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the new project section. Now, to show you some of the basic navigation controls, quite simple. If you want to sort of move side to side or sort of well, just move our page, simply click on Alt, or not Alt space, just spacebar, and you can just drag around. Alt spacebar works too. If you want to zoom in, you can just hold Alt and scroll your mouse wheel, and you can scroll in and out. You can also move our sort of view up and down by simply just scrolling on your mouse wheel as well without holding Alt. This will just make it so you can look at, well, sort of pan upwards and downwards. I feel like it's better if you just drag using spacebar and left clicking or holding, and just move around. And yeah, that's basically what you would use to sort of navigate around on your canvas here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, we're back in Adobe Illustrator. Now that we've gotten our brand new sort of canvas right here set up, I'm just going to go around and sort of show you the basic orientation of certain things are situated. Now on the left side right here, we have all our sort of tools in our toolbox section that we can use to well, mess around and draw around things and design things over here on our canvas. Up top over here are all the sort of additional options that you can tweak around with for these tools over here. As you can see, if we select different types, it should sort of show up different options. Well, mainly all the same here. And up on the very top here are sort of the additional menus and options that you can go towards to sort of tweak around your well, Illustrator itself. Now on the far right over here, you have all your sort of colors, your swatches, your brush options, brush types, and your sort of layer and different additional menus here. You can also kind of unhide the entire section right here. You can just click on this sort of double directional, well, expand panel option right here, and just click on that. You can sort of rummage around, sort of set up what you want to see. As you can see right here, I want to mainly see our layers over here. Now if you don't want to see everything at once, you can just hide this again, just click this back and it should jump back, and you can just, you know, go through things right here. But main things you're going to be using are probably the layer section and all your tools over here. And yeah, that's pretty much it for a simple introduction. I'll see you in the next video, and yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, now in Illustrator, one of the mainly used tools will probably be the pen tool, line tool, or the shape tool, maybe the brush tool too. Basically all the tools that can help us sort of create or draw things on our sort of canvas right here. But one of the main tools that I'll be probably using most would probably be the pen tool. And to access the pen tool, we can just simply click on the hotkey P, or you can just go over to the icon right here, the pen tip icon, just simply manually click on that. And there you go. Now I'm just going to go ahead and draw a dot right here, and you can sort of stretch around and I guess just draw in your second point right here. You can manually click or sort of just drift around and click a dot right here, or you can hold on to shift and you can draw straight lines in 90 degrees sort of areas right here. As you can see, I'm holding onto shift and it snaps. Well, not exactly 90 degrees, more like 45 degrees increments right here. It's just more accurate types of areas right here. Anyways, as you can see, I'm just gonna click here and draw a line down, hold shift. I'm gonna just make a perfect square. As you can see, it's intersecting, and loop it around, and there you go, we have our square. Now to sort of move around our square here, if we don't like the positioning, I can just go over to the selection tool or click on V. You can just click on our sort of square right here. I'm just going to move this, click on the piece itself and slightly move it into the center. As you can see, if we want to slightly, change the shape of our square right here, our path, we can just go over into the direct selection tool, and we can click on the anchor points. And with that, I'm just going to click on. Let's click on one anchor point right here. We can just move this all around. We can free move this. We can hold shift also and just constrain it to these lines or these angles right here. Again, the 45 degrees sort of constraints of these areas. So if you look around, it's going to snap towards these areas. I'm going to slow down a little and just snap it. And you can just move things around individual sort of anchor points. So like everything you basically, I guess, draw in Illustrator, you can still continue to edit it. You can edit the shape. And if you want to sort of create this complex sort of design, you would sort of need to use like different layers to keep them together to make it look like something. Because essentially, painting or drawing things in Illustrator to create something complex, it's basically just placing different layers of different shapes together to create something, well, unique. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now with the pen tool, we're just going to go back to this piece right here. We can, if we don't want a square, we want to slightly change the shape of our square, we can just simply click or sort of pan over our line right here. You can see the pen tool from a star sort of icon right beside the pen tip, as you can see on your cursor. If you sort of hover over the line or lines of your sort of shape right here, you'll see a plus sign right beside it. That means you are given the option to add another anchor point onto the line or the existing lines of your shape right here, which our square it has right here. Just going to add another anchor point onto this path. I'm just going to click, and as you can see, you can simply add in a point. Now, if you accidentally added the point, you can just go back to it, and you'll see the option for it changes, and there is now a minus sort of option right there, right beside the pen. While your pen cursor right there, you can just click again. You erase that sort of anchor point. Now, if you want to sort of manually just delete something right here, well, you can change it around. You can use add anchor tool or delete anchor tool. I feel like it's easier to just stick with the pen tool because you get both options right here anyways. But if you do want to, yeah, you can switch over and just add things in. You can hold on to Alt to switch it to the minus anchor option right here instead of just flat out add. We're just gonna go back into pen tool. I am going to maybe delete this. As you can see, if we delete this, it should switch the path to here. There's no longer that section right here. It changed your shape. And if we want to slightly move our sort of anchor point again, we're still in the pen tool right here. You can just simply click on Command, click on this anchor, and we're just going to move this. I'm going to hold shift back to that 90 degrees option right here. And yeah, you can basically just keep on, moving around, adding different types of anchor points and shaping up your shape right here. And I'm just going to add this whole command, simple options right here, different types of things right here. I'm just going to add here. We have sort of I guess a strange shape right here. Looks like a house. And if you kind of want to curve the top here, it's really simple. We can go to the direct selection tool now, and we're going to hold on to, actually, it was a selection. No, it's not. This one right here. I click over here. Oh, it's not the selection tool. It's actually right underneath the pen tool right here. We can hold on to Alt on, actually, we just gotta click onto this piece again. Gonna go back to pen, click onto Alt, and if you can see, there is sort of this triangle sort of point right here. You hold on to Alt, you grab one of your anchor points, you can sort of curve this section right here. If you want to undo that, just click on this again. It'll turn it back into a sort of straight point right here. Again, you can just go into the anchor point, hover over it, hold Alt, and we should get this sort of option right here. Or you can just manually go over here to your pen tool, right click, and you'll see anchor point tool, and you can just click on that and just manually do things over here. Go back here, click on this section, hover over it, click Alt, and just drag your anchor and hold shift, so it's only sort of shaping or deforming over here. As you can see, we've made this sort of curved shape up here, and we can maybe make this a little bit symmetrical. Add in this point right here, hold Alt, actually not Alt, I'm going to move this. I'm going to hold Command, drag this down. Oop, didn't add that in. Grab this, and I think I might have clicked out of the piece right here. Yeah, slightly jumped out. Go back to pen. Let's add on a path, and I'm gonna just drag this downwards. Hold shift. Let's say about like this far, and Alt, left click, hold, and hold shift, so it's in a straight line. And there you go. We have sort of this pill-like shape right now. But yeah, you can just generally create different types of shapes by using the pen tool and just drawing out whatever things you want. If you want to move things or certain points, just use the selection tool and the direct selection tool. So to go over things again, you create your shapes with the pen tool. To move whatever points, you use these two options. This generally, you basically select the whole thing. You move the entire object. This right here, the direct selection, individually selects each sort of points or individual anchor points right here. You can switch back to sort of selection tool by holding Command 2. It's kind of I guess interesting design. Sometimes you can just it's faster, right? I'd say more efficient than like switching over. But yeah, just a single sort of option right there, and you can move the whole thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the pen tool. There are other options, more details to go on later. But yeah, for now, let's maybe take a short break and come back to Illustrator later. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, we're back in Illustrator, and I've sort of opened up a new section right here to sort of play around with our line segment tool right here. You can just simply click on this right here, or the hotkey to it. If you hover over, you should see the the hotkey right here. You can just click on that on your keyboard. Line tool is quite simple. You just simply click and drag, and you should get a sort of point A to point B sort of option right here, as you can see, and just click, drag, and just deselect, and you should get ourselves a simple line right here. Now, if you don't like the placement of your line, maybe it's slightly off, you can just go and hover close to one of the anchor points right here, and it should rotate your entire line. As you can see, you just drag around. I'm just gonna hold shift, or actually just gonna slightly rotate it, and it should go flat 0 degrees. It's quite simple and straightforward. If you feel like your line is slightly too long, you can just slightly click on the anchor point right here and just drag it and shorten this. You can also mirror the scaling by simply clicking on Alt. As you can see right there, it should shrink down the length right there. And there you go. We have a sort of shortened line right here. The path of our our line right here can be edited. You can just simply go back into the pen tool, and you could add another anchor point on this line right here, and we can just go back and, click on the selection right here, move the anchor points, and generally just play around, edit your line to sort of create a section. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Arc tool, same thing, like the line tool. You can just, instead of creating a straight line, you get a curved line. Hold on to a command over here. You can sort of click on these individual anchor points first, and you can just sort of move around, change the handles of your handle positions of your line right here, of your anchor point, and you can adjust the curvature of your line, as you can see right here. It's quite simple and straightforward. Let's see, we can also again add in additional anchor points on here with the pen tool, and it should be quite straightforward to play around with right there. Let's see. Next up, let's go to the spiral tool. It's just a sort of preset shape that you can make. Just click and drag. You can sort of scale up the size. You hold, drag, and make it larger and larger, or just make it small. I'm not going to make it that big, just leave it like this. As you can see, we have a pre-built sort of spiral shape right here. You can just edit it as well. Click on the anchor point here. Just hold command first. Make sure you hold command. Then click the individual anchor points. And as you can see, there are the handles that pop up. And you can just, I guess, edit whatever you want with it. And you can also just drag and mess around with this shape, this preset shape right here. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that as well. Next up, you have the rectangular grid. Like the spiral, you just have to simply click and drag. You can hold Alt and Shift to make it equal. Alt for the mirror sort of scaling right here, and Shift to do a even sort of scale right here. And yeah, there you go. To sort of play around with this, you can go ahead and just, again, hold command, click on the anchor points, and just sort of adjust things right here. They're not connected because these aren't exactly connected paths, and they're all mostly kind of like separate lines. As you can see, you can just click on this, and this is one line right here. You can just adjust things in your sort of grid right here. But yeah, it's just a sort of pre-made type of shape right here that you can just play around with and adjust. And I believe there's another shape right here, polar grid. Same thing as both those pre-made shapes. You just click and drag, and there you go. You have your shape right here. You can probably just sort of play around with the individual sort of anchor points right here. Let's click on these. This is a line right here, and you can just adjust things. Let's say the circle. This one circular object right here, can even move this whole thing out. Actually, we can go into the selection right here, V. So I'm gonna click on just this piece right here, and we can drag this out. Oh, hello. Individual piece, click anchor, grab this. But yeah, anyways, you can see that you can just slightly adjust pieces. I'm gonna click these. Click this first and just play around. But yeah, they're all sort of pre-made shapes that you can adjust and slightly, well, I guess, break apart if you really wanted to. And yeah, that's pretty much it for these shapes. You can also adjust the sizes and sort of, I guess, the thickness of these lines right here. As you can see, I'm just going to select this line again. Let's make this larger or thicker, as you can see, the stroke size. And there's just a bunch of different styles and options that you can choose to apply to your lines right here. Let's say there's a different brush stroke, you can add that on. You can make this a thicker sort of brush stroke as well. As you can see, different design makes it look interesting, and it's just a bunch of options that you can add to your lines here. And yeah, that's pretty much it for these shapes. I'm gonna slightly adjust this right here, and you can just go ahead and have fun with it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, now that we've sort of played around with the line tool and the other types of tools underneath the line tool, as you can see right here, let's go ahead and go over to the other tool here, the rectangular tool. It is another tool and multiple tools that are sort of preset shapes right here that we can just simply do the same as the line tool and just simply left click, drag, and create a shape right here. As you can see, we have our rectangular sort of shape. The strokes, all the brush types are up here as well, because previously we were playing around with the line tool and we set the stroke to a default 10. We can set this back to 1 and we should shrink the object here. And if we want to, it's the same as the other sort of, I guess, the creation of like a more symmetrical type of object. We can just simply click on Alt to make a perfect symmetry type of rectangle right here, as you can see. And if we hold down on Shift, it'll just make a perfect square. And just drag and drop, leave it there, and we have our square. Now I feel like this place is kind of cluttered. I'm just going to go ahead and maybe delete everything first. I'm just going to drag select using the selection tool and just simply click on delete, and everything should just disappear. Let's just create some squares. I'm just going to grab this, show you the different types of shapes. We have rounded rectangle here. I'm just going to grab one over here, make it as large as our other rectangle. The sphere sort of tool right here. I'm just going to create a circle. I'm going to hold on to Shift, so it, well, not Shift, Alt over here, and also Shift just in case. And we have sort of this perfect circle. If we want to move it, I'm just going to hold on to Command, sort of have our mouse sort of hovering over the path to sort of shift it downwards. And then let's switch over to Polygon. Just going to scale this up, hold Shift, make it so that it's properly fitting. Star tool, same thing. Just all these sort of preset shapes. I'm going to move them down a little. And then we have this flare tool. I'm just going to drag out this section right here. And as you can see right here, this is sort of the light source flare. Just going to click again, drag, and we can sort of pull on the angle that we want our light flare to sort of sit at. Just going to drag it to about like this much, release it, move the whole section right here, and just hold Command and sort of shift it to the right so it's within the canvas right here. Let's deselect, and you can see our light right here, sort of the lens flare. And if we actually drag the whole thing outside into the gray zone area, you can kind of see more of the lights right here, this opacity right here is kind of too transparent, so it's kind of hard to see in the pure white sort of canvas right here. But anyways, I'm just showing you that this is sort of this pre-made sort of lens flare right there under these shapes, or it's a flare tool. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the shapes. If you want to edit them, it's basically the same as everything else. Just simply go over to their anchor points, and we can just simply click on Command, click on one anchor point, and you can just drag and select and do whatever you want with it. It's gonna undo that. And also, as you can see, there's like these tiny little dots right here. You can kind of turn these sharp corners into a curved corner. Just click on that. We're just gonna slightly drag this, and it sort of just pulls all the sharpened angles into a curve, as you can see right there. And if we do this to our sort of rounded rectangle over here, it should turn everything, if you drag it properly, it could turn this back into a sharpened rectangle right here. As you can see, just reverses everything. Generally, all these shapes have sort of this option to it. But if you don't see the option for it, you can just simply go back into the pen tool, and under pen tool you can just click on the anchor point tool right here, or you can just simply click on the hotkey Shift C, click on that, and you can say this piece right here, you can just take one of the corners, click on that, and just drag. And as you can see, we get this curved option right here, and just let go, and you'll see that the polygon right here is no longer a perfect polygon. There's actually a curved sort of surface right here now. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the other shape option right here. It's quite simple. Everything in Illustrator is basically just create shapes, stack them together into layers to make an image, and it's just a lot simpler, I would say, compared to Photoshop. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this course. If you want to watch the rest of the course, the link is down below. Not only will you get the access to this course, but you'll get access to a lot of other courses in a huge bundle, and it's on sale today. So buy it before the sale ends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.